2. That's how improv works. You kind of signal that you're gonna do something, and then you do it together. Yeah. 2. Whoa, okay, there was no speed.
Sorry, I was just really forceful with it.
#2.
Oh. Today we're going to talk about how to get your start in acting.
Yes. Important tips and things that you may have questions about and not know who to ask.
They know to ask us.
Us, yes.
That's who you ask.
We are the ask.
Okay, so the first thing that you should start off when you're like, I'm going to become an actor, and you're going to tell your parents, and your parents are going to be like, why?
Or no.
Or no. Huh?
What do you mean?
You start by working on yourself.
Understanding why you want to do it.
Yeah. Like,
what's your motivation for doing it?
What's
Is this
your
character's motivation?
What's your character's motivation?
For starting.
Is this what you really want to do with your life?
Is there anything else you can think of that you'd rather do with your life?
Because if you'd rather do something else,
please do that.
Get out while you can.
Don't start!
Stop!
Stop before you start!
In all seriousness, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be difficult. You're not gonna become an overnight sensation.
Wasn't it Mark Ruffalo went through like 200 something auditions before he actually booked a bigger role, I believe?
The bottom line is, it can take you a long time, and you have to have a lot of self-confidence. You have to be
thick-skinned,
and
you have to love yourself.
You do. Morgan Freeman didn't have his career take off until he was 52. It takes time.
Yep. Same thing with Harrison Ford. He was a carpenter first.
That's
and
right.
He was older, and then you can start acting at any time.
Anytime. So, with that being said, there are ways to boost your confidence when you want to become an actor. And the best way to boost your confidence is to be confident in your craft. And how do you do that?
Take
classes!
What are some of the types of classes people can take?
Well, there are many. There are script analysis, there are commercial, there's improv, there's audition, on camera. There's a lot.
Scene study, cold read,
yeah,
all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot.
And then getting into that, there's also styles of acting that you have to kind of take into consideration, you know, what suits you better, or what teacher teaches what really meshes with you. Not every teacher is going to understand you, and you might not understand every teacher. That's it. We're in classes that work really well for us, and that's actually where we met each other. Yeah. But there are other studios, there are all sorts of studios out there. There's Method Studios, there's Meisner Studios, there's Stella Adler, there's all sorts of stuff that and you know, again, not being in LA, there's other acting classes outside of Los Angeles that you can take. You just sometimes have to audit a class.
Yeah.
By sitting in and seeing if that's something that you like. Do you like their teaching style? Do you like them as a person? Do you like the environment? You know, so audit until you find something that suits your taste.
Like, there's just a lot of different styles that, you know, you might like, you might not. Personally, like we talked about earlier, I'm not a really big fan of Meisner.
Same. Meisner is a lot of this.
Hello.
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 But if you like it, you like it. That's for you, not for me. Other type of classes, because there's two different realms in acting. There's theatrical, and then there's commercial, and then there's voiceover. But basically the main two are theatrical and commercial. So you're also going to want to take classes for commercial as well. I recently went through one that was fantastic. I'm going to put links below of the classes that we recommend, so check those out. I won't really go into detail now because I'm going to save that for another video, because we're going to talk about later about how to get a commercial agent and a theatrical agent, and commercial classes have some benefits to getting that. What about improv classes?
Improv classes, fun question. I think there is an improv style that suits every person. Not just one that suits everyone, but like each person will find what fits with them. There's long form, there's short form, there's all sorts of different things with improv. I myself studied at the Groundlings. I'm in a group now that does long form, but the Groundlings will teach you more of short form, character work. You could be more focused on the game, which basically is literally like what it sounds like on stage is playing the game. You could be more focused on your character, get really in depth with like, you know, body movement and voice, changing your voice and changing who you are physically to become someone else and embody that kind of character. I do think improv is really, really important. No matter what style you're doing for acting. I think improv is really important because you could get on a set and they could ask you to improv something. Or I've actually had an audition where it was 100% improv.
Oh yeah, and then
the whole thing.
Yeah, and improv is really important for commercial acting as well.
Yeah.
So in the interim of building your reel, that's gonna take some time. Film yourself doing a monologue, start setting that out. But what is really important, super important,
The most.
to submit yourself is a
Headshot. So ideally a headshot should be an actual headshot. It should not be like down here. It should not be taken by your best friend with the cell phone camera, or like, oh my god, I just bought a DSLR, let's do this thing. It really should be done with a professional who understands not just your face and lighting and stuff, but who understands what a good headshot looks like.
Oh, for
So many people put heavy makeup on, or they put their hair in a style that they would never do themselves.
Yeah, or like take the photo, then dye their hair. Happens a lot.
Or chop their hair off.
Yeah, don't do that.
Unless you want to buy new ones right after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's a lot of money because headshots are a lot of money.
They ain't cheap.
But if you have good ones, you can get booked nonstop. Especially in commercial. Commercial and theatrical headshots are completely different. So basically for commercial,
Demonstrate.
basically you want to wear like a vibrant colored t-shirt that goes well with your skin tone.
No logos.
No logos. With theatrical, like for example, if you want to be a doctor, you know, if you really think that you'd fit well with procedural shows, you either want to be a cop or a doctor.
You could have a picture in scrubs.
Yes, exactly.
Theatrical, definitely, I think the biggest difference should be theatrical is not smiley. And
No.
commercials are smiley.
That's the biggest one.
But really it is just, it's serious versus smiley.
Yeah, unless of course you are going for like the girl next door.
Yeah, you could, I mean, honestly, you can use your commercial one for theatrical as well.
Bottom line, before getting your headshots done, figure out your branding. We'll talk about branding on a completely different episode because you just dive deep into that.
That's a whole other situation.
But with branding, you have to make sure you know what kind of roles do you work for, and then do your research. Look up headshots that fit that branding, and then pick out your outfit. Figure out practice in front of the mirror, and then when you're with the photographer, you're ready to go and get the shots done. Because some photographers pay by the hour,
and some pay by the look.
Yeah, so you just really want to make sure you're on your A game when you do it.
And then, a resume.
I think a resume just
comes
with the reel,
Yeah, it just comes with your reel and it comes with the work that you get.
Yeah, and not everything has to be on camera.
Honestly, when you're starting out, it's good if you did a high school play. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you're starting out, let's say you're early 20s or something, you just got out of high school, that's fair to use if you have no other experience.
Yeah, one of my first gigs out here was a play, and I met a lot of people through that. And that's like taking a class. You network through doing so. So it's a really good experience, and it's good to just constantly be exercising your acting muscles. And plays are a great way to do it because you're you're rehearsing all the time.
Like every day.
Every day. You're just constantly acting, but you do have to keep in mind that acting on stage is completely different than acting on camera. So even though it is good, you have to keep in mind that there are different.
That's why it's important to be taking classes at the same time.
Yeah.
If you're going to be doing a lot of stage work, I think it's important to also have a film class.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that we can talk about, so we would like to hear from you about what you would like us to talk about. So leave comments and questions below. Let us know if you have questions, if there's anything you want to discuss. Please contact us.
Oh, that rhymes.
Did that really?
If there's anything you want to discuss,
Please
contact us.
Oh!
Okay, cut this part. No.
So with that being said, we are going to discuss the questions that we got from you. We picked 2 of our favorite questions and we're going to answer them right now. So the first one is, with the time constraints on a film set, how do you ready yourself to perform?
We can answer it multiple ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're talking about time constraints as far as an actor on a set, how quickly it can move, you know, honestly it's fast, but it's not that fast. The thing with time constraints on a set is that you do actually have plenty of time on a set to ready yourself, because there's a lot of setup and tear down in between scenes.
There's a lot that allows you to just sit and chill and go over your lines and get in your headspace.
You get in the zone.
Oh!
Auto zone.
The next question. Is it hard to get a job on a film set? As what?
Crew? Actor?
Because let me tell you, it's pretty easy to get a job on a film set, honestly. That's how I started. I started out interning for ESPN, and I was a PA on that, turned into a camera operator. I just met people on that set, and the fact that I went through an internship and then had a job really helped me for future endeavors. You know, when I moved to LA and I told them my background, that I did minor in film and television production, and then had my internship. It got me my first job out here, and from there I met so many people that just kept making me move forward and got me jobs on sets.
As an actor, though, it just goes back on everything else that we've already said. Just the same as being a crew member, network is super important. But as an actor, getting a job on a film set, I mean, I guess it would just be like booking a role. Mm-hmm. And that comes through hard work, classes, having an agent. Or if you don't have an agent, you know, doing student films, doing indie films, doing short films, all sorts of things. It just comes through booking a role, and again, put that work in and hope for that.
Facebook, there
There's
are
plenty of groups.
a lot of groups that can help you get on sets. Just search for Facebook
You
groups.
put like whatever city you live in,
Mm-hmm.
so you type out the city and then put film and TV or acting or crew, any of that, and see what pops up, and then kind of go through there and not just network, but you might learn something from the people that are in there as well.
Oh. And now, the bonus question!
Surprise!
Yay!
You thought we were done! No! Erica,
Yes.
if you could work with, I'll give you 2. If you could work with 2 directors, any directors in the world, who would they be?
They're 2 completely different people.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I gave you 2, because I knew.
I couldn't decide. So my first one would be David Fincher, for sure. I'm obsessed with Fight Club and Seven and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. They're so good. And then the other one is Judd Apatow. I know he's mainly a producer, but like he's also a director, and I love him so much. Like, Judd Apatow was the director of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and for my final art project back in high school, you could paint anything you wanted, and I painted the cover of The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh my god. Are you for real?
I'm serious. What about you?
One.
You only have one?
One is my number one, and it's like who I'm focusing on. There are plenty, but one in particular, Paul Feig. Paul Feig, 100%.
I love him.
I mean, I talked before about how much I love Melissa McCarthy, but specifically his movies are just hilarious. Like every single one that he's done, it's just gold, comedy gold. Like if you don't know who Paul Feig is, he's the one that did Bridesmaids. He did do the newest Ghostbusters, which you know,
just anything with Melissa McCarthy.
Anything with Melissa McCarthy, Spy, you know, all those sorts of movies, and I'm actually really, really excited for the new one coming out with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick in it.
Oh my god, yes.
A Simple Favor.
I'm so
It's more of a serious movie. That's why I'm excited to see what he can do with drama as well as comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping by.
And
You stay classy, actors.
and
Because I was gonna say you stay.
beginners.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you stay classy, Los Angeles, but not